What's up? What's up? We back with another episode of Listen to DP. I got my boy Will, got my guy Devin with me. If you haven't, please like, subscribe, share with a friend. Um, we got a good one for y'all. Michigan now has their first black head coach in school history. Mike Hart actually did it for half of a game, I believe. And then now Coach Moore did it for four games this year, but he's the first permanent head coach. He's doing this after coming off a national championship, beating Ohio State. I believe they played Michigan State when he was the coach. He did some good things for Michigan while he was the interim head coach. And now he gets the big wig job, man. It's cool to see because, one, he was right. He's still a meme. That's going to be on our thumbnail of him crying after the first win, and we did this for you, Jim, and all that good stuff. It was Michigan versus the world, right? And you might not like them, but Michigan beat the world.
Yeah.
They beat them. They after the cheating stuff came out, they still were able to win. After that came out, they didn't have their coach. They were still able to win big games. Coach comes back, went up there, fought back against a Bama team, and then went out and put some work on Washington. Now, Harbaugh leaves, goes to the NFL, the Chargers. Coach Papa Moore, he is the new guy. He's getting about $5.5 million a year. He got some escalators in there up to $3.5 million on incentives.
Yep.
2% raise every year. So pretty decent gig, coming from where he came from just a couple of months ago. And what do y'all think about it? We'll start with you, Dev. What you think about this hire for Michigan?
I love it. I love it. Historical. The thing I love hearing about it more is that the players were backing him. The players wanted him to get the job. I also love the fact that he was the OC there, so that shows that he can lead the team on some form of the ball. It's because he was the OC, and he was an individual who was actually calling the plays. He wasn't OC just by name. He was actually calling the plays. So I think that's a beautiful thing as well. I hope that they will still have the same resources for getting recruits that they gave to Jim Harbaugh. So I hope that they will still shell out the same money to the recruits and things of that nature. I hope the collective and everything will still be the same because I want him to get the same fair shake that other, coaches get that have a different paint job. So.
I'll add some context. I actually had a guy that was on Facebook today say that I didn't watch his presser or nothing, that he said he actually wants to bring in more NIL money and get it more to the SEC level. So he's actually pushing for more recruiting. He wants to double the staff of recruitment to get guys in, and he actually wants to bring in more NIL money than they're currently having. So that'll actually be good if they can get that done.
That would be great.
Right there.
Yeah, that's it. That's it right there. Because they play a smash mouth style. You want to say they're going to play the same exact way. So if they're able to still recruit some of the same guys that fits his system, they just showed they can win that championship with it. So we thinking that, hey, are they going to be able to win like this the way that they play? And they won with a quarterback who I feel like is limited, very limited, to just be honest with you. So I think they really, really have a great shot if they can still bring the recruits in. And then they still are going to have some guys. Corum is gone. The quarterback McCarthy is going to be gone, but they'll have Edwards coming back as a running back. And then they also have some guys on the defensive end coming back as well. So I love it. And I hope that I wish him success for sure.
Yeah. What you thinking, Will? How you like it, man?
Man, I love it. I love every bit of it. And along with what he said, because honestly, I believe the recruiting issue, it won't be an issue because it is Michigan. Story programs like that, like the last thing you need, and this is one thing with black coaches that they always worry about, is that they're not going to get the same, like you said, resources and stuff like that, or the same opportunity. Because usually when you get a black coach that gets a job, he gets some job that nobody wants. He gets a team that's a total rebuild. You know what I mean? Or a team that just lost Tom Brady. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the job they give you. So the biggest thing about this job for me is that they are handing him a national championship team with all the prestige in the world, all the momentum in the world, and with the players' support. I don't see him having the same kickback like Alabama. It shouldn't surprise everybody the way Saban left, how it's going. Because he didn't really leave a successor that, he was prepping. You could tell by the way this went down that Harbaugh, he's been flirting with the NFL return for a very long time. So you can tell by the way this went down and the support he got that he had the backing of the team and that Harbaugh has been prepping him to take over specifically. Like this wasn't like an accident or just it wasn't a hard choice for them at all. So I expect him to have a lot of success, and I expect this to be a real opportunity for a black coach not to walk into a shit show and be asked to turn it to sugar, but to be given a legacy. That's very rare. We get the D'Amico Ryan's job, you get the Texans, you get the worst league, worst record. Come on, save us. Or you get, I don't know if y'all are Mavericks fans too. You get the Avery Johnson situation where come rebuild this team, or the Mark Jackson rebuild this trash team, and then once you rebuild it, they snatch it from you and they give it to somebody else.
Somebody else.
Go ahead and take it all the way. But they're giving him everything you could ever want as a coach and an opportunity. So I love it. I really love it for him.
Yeah, I do too. Hopefully he can win those big games, certain games there that you got to win. And
it is Michigan now.
It
is Michigan.
Michigan.
This is a storied program. There are must-win games.
Yeah.
This is not a job. It's a job there. Hey, when it comes to that much success, the expectations are there.
Yeah.
So I'm glad they're doubling recruiting, because coming up empty is not an option.
Yeah, I think it was a great hire. The players obviously wanted them. I think the biggest thing about that is you're not going to lose a lot of guys because the players wanted them there. Yep. And being this late in the game, you see what it did to Bama, Washington, Arizona. Like, it's terrible because you're getting second, third, fourth tier guys jumping in the portal. But you have a time right now, but you would get another opportunity once, spring came around.
Yep.
But you don't want to risk the guys that are literally going and ready to go don't even need spring, right? They're like, I'm out. You don't want a guy that, and it's just less time for them to not go through your program. Yeah. Now they miss spring. Now there's just summer, which the coaches can't do much in. Now you're just hoping that they do enough in the summer and they're ready for 2 days. So the guys that you want are the guys early that's after the season. So you give them a winter workout, spring, summer, and fall. So I think it's really good that he got the job. It helps them keep those guys. I think the biggest thing is that when you have a guy that's been there, been through the fire, the players want him, you really don't have to change the culture much, right? Because you were a part of the culture. The thing is, Kellen, however you say his name, DeBoers, however you say his name.
DeBoer.
Yeah. He's going to keep Saban-ish things, but he still got to be himself because he wasn't day-to-day on a clockwork. He's just going to hear what Saban used to do.
Yeah.
Well, Moore was a part of what Harbaugh did. So that's the most important thing is you don't have to be like, right, have those guys like, oh, here he go, want to change and take away those banners up there from the past. No, these are banners we put up there together.
Yeah.
So that's the best thing is when you have a guy, no matter if it's a good program, bad program, it's always those guys that's kind of like, man, this dude talking about we wasn't good enough. This is the, hey, we rolling, fellas.
Yep.
And ain't nothing changing. It's the same thing. We walking around with that big M on our chest poked out. They thought it was a fluke. Let's do it again. So that's the biggest thing I think is not only that he has the respect, is that he doesn't have to lose anybody by him coming in and trying to change things. Now, he might do something a little bit his way, but what he knows is what he knows. And what just won is what they're going to do.
True.
Yeah.
Right? Most coaches come in and it's like, obviously I'm here because y'all didn't win, so we're doing something.
Yeah.
He's going to be like, obviously we won, and the only thing pretty much changing is that name on that door for the head coach. Everything else, we rolling. We ain't getting Connor Stallings, but we getting somebody else to go watch.
Yes, sir.
I might have to take 4 games, but we gonna do what we did and what got us that done. So,
hey, the microscope is gonna be on them. The microscope is gonna be on them for sure, man. And they ain't finna let that go down. People still salty about them boys winning that championship, man. After they did some cheating, they still salty. So,
hey, we didn't cheat in the championship.
Hey, the thing that I like the most though is that they just wore it and they banded together, right? The best tweets from Tom Brady, the alumni, everybody wore it. JJ McCarthy, the quarterback, he was up front, vocal about everything, and they didn't really try and just hide. And you got to deflect to a certain extent because you just can't be like, we do. But they literally wore it like it is what it is. What y'all gonna do about it? They went out there and didn't miss a beat.
Smash.
The only one thing I do hate for them is eventually something's going to come down on them.
Yeah.
And he's going to be the one that has to
bears the brunt.
But for 5.5, when I was probably making about $1 million, I'm gonna take that.
Yep.
Yeah. Hey, you ain't gonna suspend me. This is gonna be something that happens to the school. I ain't getting fined. It's gonna be the school. And guess what? That school gonna keep paying that 5.5 every year.
Regardless.
5.5 million to go home. To go home? Hell yeah, 5.5 million. I'd be at the house right now.
Right. So, like I said, he won't get the suspension like how Harbaugh might have if he stayed because he was the head coach. So the guy now it just will fall onto the
program
or the school and the team more than him personally. But that's the only thing that's going to suck for him. Might be next year, might be the year after. It is what it is. But hey, you got to take a job. It's a top 5 job in the country.
You have to,
regardless of what's coming down. Like, and to be honest, how they handled it this year, you know, it ain't gonna be nothing crazy anyway.
Yeah,
Jim gonna take the most of that. He didn't already take most
Jim,
of it.
It was all me. I lied to
you. It
y'all.
was just me. The coaches didn't know.
Yeah,
it was me and Connor, man. It was me.
I was a lone wolf in a trench coat in the practice.
Fact. So no, but I'm excited for the brother, man, and I hope he does this thing and just gets out there and gets busy, and you know, just keeps that same swag, keeps that same excitement. And if you do that, I don't see them, you know, just obviously running college football. There's a lot of conference realignment. There's the playoffs of now. There's 12 teams. But I think that right now it's still them, Ohio State, and then Oregon right under that in the Big Ten. Until Ohio State proves that they can beat them, it's Michigan, Ohio State, and Oregon. And I think Oregon's going to have to change up a little bit of recruiting and stop trying to be so fast. And get a little more bulky to deal with those Big Ten teams, because even though they're better, they're going to score on everybody. But some of those dudes is just going to say, we're going to run it 45 times on y'all. It's going to look like what happened with Colorado. Those Pac-12 teams got a lot of pass rushers, which they have elite D-line, but they're a passing league. This league will say we won't throw the ball like Michigan did after the first quarter and just beat you that way.
Just running on you, running down your throat.
So, I'm excited for him, man, and I hope he does a good job. I think next year is going to really set the tone for him. You don't got to win another natty. Obviously, you got to get back in the playoffs. That's bare minimum. And probably win round 1. And if you do that, all will be right. And then they'll be like,
must beat Ohio State.
Yeah.
Well, and that's what scares me just a little bit. That's what scares me just a little bit. Because I'm wondering, they gave Jim a little leeway because it took Jim a while to beat Ohio State.
And remember, they actually told Jim that he was either going to get fired or have to remember he had to take a salary cut.
They were talking about getting rid of
the salary cut and then bump back up after he got busy again and made the playoffs. So, I think that won't be the end-all, be-all, especially if that's their only loss. But they got a tough schedule. They got like Ohio State, maybe USC, Oregon. Washington's on the schedule. So they got a pretty tough gauntlet. So I don't think if that's the only loss through that schedule that they have, he's 100% fine because it's pretty tough. I think he can get 2 losses with a playoff. And he's good. And then after that, it'll be like, okay, you had your first year. We figured it out. Some things changed. We made the playoffs. Anyway,
don't miss playoffs.
Cylinders. Now let's get back rolling and beating that team that I guess since they call them up north, the team down south for them.
Yeah, and the 12-team playoff is going to save a lot of people as well, man. It's going to save a lot of people. So,
it's going to be a fun. Hey, it's going to be a fun playoff next year. I can't wait.
I can't wait, man. But no, that was a good segment right there, fellas. Like I said, if you at the beginning, if you haven't liked, subscribe, hit the bell to make sure you get the notifications. We're starting to get more momentum, so we really appreciate y'all, man. Hey, that's another one. We out.
Peace out.